the officials not supposed to call game neutral.
Seconds, yeah. Got to foul again, real quick.
Yeah, he knows the whole minute.
Come on, defense!
Either make the foul shots or they don't. At this point,
yeah.
Get into the line, but make them make it.
Did he foul him? No, he didn't. Foul about it, didn't he? 1-point game. Foul him now. They go right in and miss it. 3-point game again. Could have fouled him before he even got down there. Pull up, pop the three, no. Somebody had to. Look it up. So they're 0-0. We don't even know what to expect. Yeah, it's making them hear you.
Morrison was the leading scorer last year in the tournament game we played against. Only a couple of these kids that were in the book last year, they did not play.
Well, they don't know a whole lot about themselves.
Yeah, I looked all over the place and I couldn't find them.
Yeah, they haven't played, so there wouldn't be no point. And by the time they're ready to do scrimmages, most other people are probably doing games. They probably haven't had a chance to do a whole lot.
And we've been trying to find some film.
Then you go up to the ABC archives, apparently.
Like, literally, the weekend after I know.
3 guys on the roster that were on the team. 2 of them did not play. They had games against however, Blake Morrison, my name, was the leading scorer.
Okay.
They made 3 threes on that.
All right. It didn't look like they're as big as they were last year either.
They did have They did win 16 games last year.
Brandon is the only one that doesn't have designation.
Next weekend wasn't like the day of the person this week. I'm not going to that one. And I'd have to.
Not if you look at free throw shooting.
I like that.
Some of them do. No, that's however,
You did a bunch the other night. 3-point game. They're not going to let us shoot a 3 here. They're going to foul us every time. They came right out and hacked right away. You need to get somebody from the act to shoot the 3 and get 3 seconds. Hey, that took 6 seconds. You got to pass the ball. You can't dribble it 6 seconds. You got to pass it, shoot it. See, this is where you got to have an a sideline play designed to catch it, shoot it first. Yeah.
scoreboard. Fishing. And then officers are on it.
It's on the screen.
Brandon, stand by. Here we'll see how much time they're going to give us on the clock between games, and we may get right after it pretty soon.
Or just like press the camera.
No delay still. We're good.
Everything sounds good.
Sounds good to me.
Good, you're good to go.
ABC Sports presents high school basketball. Tonight's game is brought to you by Doan Ford, West 40 Auto Sales, WB Green Insurance, Southeastern Med, Patrons Buckeye Mutual Insurance, Valentine Insurance, Bethea Glass CPA, and Papa John's Pizza.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome once again to high school basketball tonight on 97.7 WILE. The Cambridge Bobcats hosting the West Holmes Knight. Bill Kafuri, John Valentine in the house. We are on YRP TV, ABC Facebook as well. So you can go to yourradioplace.com, click on the link. You can find us there and watch tonight's game being streamed. Brett Klein, Christian Mills doing the engineering of that side. We've got everything covered here. Brandon back at the station, wishing you and yours a happy holiday. And we are in the holiday spirit tonight, huh?
Some of our fans are tonight.
I believe.
See some Santa suits and some Santa hats and some pajama pants, and
we might even have a performance later by the cheerleaders.
Rumor has it.
Their holiday, their special holiday performance. So,
I've heard it all week from people. Make sure that they show that at halftime.
Well, we'll do the best that we can.
That's right.
But the first and foremost tonight here for the basketball game is the Bobcats' early season record at 2-2, and the West Holmes Knight early season record 0-0, and there's a reason for that.
Yeah, reason for that is their football team this year made a heck of a run and made it all the way to the state semis before bowing out. So a couple of these cats just stopped playing football a couple weeks ago. So to get their legs under them a little bit and get a little bit in basketball shape, they've postponed the start of their season. So we, Cambridge, I should say, is the fortunate receiver of that. So getting West Holmes with no games played, you got to believe is a benefit for the Bobcats.
Cambridge has not played West Holmes very often, but they have a pretty outstanding record, 8-1, and all the times they played him, starting all the way back in 1988, where a Valentine was on that 88 squad that defeated West Holmes. And then as recently as last year, where the Bobcats played West Holmes in the district semifinals, and there was a Valentine on that team too. I'll bet you know the history.
You know what? I know both of those guys, and the difference being last year's Valentine led the team in scoring.
Yeah,
the first one.
Did he get off the bench?
He may not have been in the scorer's book, so big difference.
Yeah, Bobcats 8-1 against the Knights, and it's, how do you know? You know, the Cats have got a couple of games under their belt at 2-2. They got a big win on the road the other night at Union Local. Tonight back at home where they played pretty well early on against Martins Ferry. But you don't know what you're getting because it's a West Holmes team that hasn't played a regular game. I'm not sure they've scrimmaged anybody. By the time they were done playing football, everybody else was ready to play basketball. And most of the team from a year ago graduated.
Right, yeah, I think so. For Coach Pertussit, I would guess that you try to take what you know from all those points that you just made. Number one, start with the roster. They lost a pretty nice set of seniors last year. And so they're young. So that's number one. They're relatively young, even though they're the leading scorer in that game against us last year is senior Blake Morrison, and he's back tonight. That being said, that's number one. Number two, you're fortunate enough that you still have some football legs, right? So the kids need to kind of get adjusted to basketball. And on top of that, you've played 4 games already. You kind of are starting to feel what you have now. And you've seen improvements from your team. So you got to feel pretty good about that as well. So, in talking to Coach Pertusit over the last week or so, he's really excited about the progress that the Bobcats have made from game 1 with 27 turnovers to Tuesday night with only 7. That's one huge stride that the Cats have made, but he's also realized a little bit what he's got too. So let's focus a little bit more on defense and pressure. Let's try to make some free throws. Let's pressure the ball and take care of the ball. If he feels confident if he can do those 3 things, he can compete every night.
Well, and at this point of the season for both of these teams, it's more about getting your team to improve and not worrying too much about what the other team's doing. We have to do what we do better.
Right, and main focus of that exact point is the turnover battle. Again, 27 turnovers in game 1 against Bel Air, is a decent team, but I wouldn't say that they were a 15-point better team than Cambridge was. So to be able to go from 27 turnovers to 7 in a matter of 2 weeks, I mean, that's a heck of an improvement. So something to build upon for sure. And then, everybody's starting to get more comfortable with their roles on the team. And especially with this particular team, you definitely have very point roles for each guy. This guy is the rebounding guy. This guy is the scorer. This guy. It's pretty obvious for Coach Pertusit who kind of those guys are. It's just a matter of getting those players to buy into that role as well.
We're going to take a little bit closer look at those areas the Bobcats have improved and those areas they need to. We'll take a look at tonight's starting lineups, get you set up for tonight's contest. Before we step out, we want to thank our sponsors for tonight's contest: Papa John's, Jet Auto, Doan Ford, West 40 Auto Sales, WB Green Insurance, Abel's Electric, Southeastern Med, Patrons Buckeye Mutual Insurance, Beth Egg Glass, and Valentine Insurance. Our game of the week on 97.7 continues right after these messages.
Did you know an estimated 40% of people eligible for cancer screenings have delayed their appointments due to the pandemic? Southeastern Med is one of 10 hospitals to join with the American Cancer Society's Returning to Screening initiative. The goal is to increase the rates of screenings for all cancers, but especially the most common: breast, cervical, colorectal, and lung. To learn how to schedule your screening appointment, call 740-439-8000 or visit seormc.org.
When it's game night, let Papa John's Pizza on Southgate Parkway feed your team after the game. Hey, this is Shannon. You can create your pizza with all your favorite toppings or pick one of our specialty pizzas like the Super Hawaiian, the Philly cheesesteak, the Works, or the Fiery Buffalo Chicken. Don't forget, we also have chicken poppers, wings, breadsticks, and cheese sticks too. Call 740-439-PAPA. That's 439-7272, or order from your phone at papajohns.com.
I'm not buying till I check Doan Ford.
Most of us are faced with uncertainty every day. Your job, your finances, sporting events, schooling for your children, and so much more. With so much uncertainty surrounding you, there's one auto dealership that you can be certain about, and that's Doan Ford. You can be certain that you'll always get a great deal and the best service afterwards. In business for nearly 60 years has given Doan Ford the reputation of being a strong, reliable dealership. Be certain. Choose Doan Ford. Online at doanford.com.
In today's marketplace, you have many choices for insurance. WB Green Insurance, a representative of Westfield Insurance, is committed to providing you with excellent coverage for your home and auto at a fair and competitive price. Westfield has been in the neighborhood for over 150 years, providing peace of mind and quality insurance products through independent insurance professionals. Sharing knowledge, building trust is Westfield's pledge to their customers. Call WB Green Insurance today.
Welcome back to Gene Ford Court, Cambridge High School. Tonight's contest between the Bobcats and the West Holmes Knights. A little Bobcat history brought to you by Cambridge stat man Ray Sims. And we alluded to a little bit of this as the Cats have played West Holmes 9 times. They're 8-1 last year. The most recent, a 49-34 victory for the Cats in the district semifinals. Brock Valentine led the Cats with 13. Dominic Cork, Colton Slaughter both had 12 points. The first time in 1988. And also in the district semifinals, this one at Muskingum, the Cats won that one 96-63. I got to think, JV, with the margin of victory in that game, you got in a little bit.
I was probably on the floor, but just probably not in the scorers column.
Mike Ford led the Cats with 26, Darren Ford 20, and junior center and AD Aaron Quinn had 18 that night. Jay Maximo chipped in 13. So the starting lineups for tonight's team, the Bobcats hasn't shifted at all here early on, as they've kind of gotten into that groove of who plays well to start out and who can you bring off the bench and give you that boost that you need to. But starting for the Bobcats, Caleb Bond leading the Cats and scoring 17 points a game. Had a big night a couple of nights ago. 5'11 senior Caden Moore, 5'10 junior Cole Parsons, 6'2 senior. Parker Long, a 6-foot senior, and Jonas Stanberry, a 6-foot senior. Coming off the bench, Davian Jeffrey, Devin Ogle, and a host of others. But Jeffrey's been that key guy coming off the bench, gives them a lot of energy, leads the team in block shots, and actually off the bench is their leading rebounder.
Right, yeah.
So he doesn't start, but once he gets in, he doesn't come out.
He doesn't mess around, and that's huge. You know, Davion has grown, it seems like he's grown 8 inches in the last year and a half. He's a solid 6'2 now, and he's always been real athletic. He's certainly going to be, as the season goes, improve even more, I think. And so don't get caught up on, who starts in the game. Because, again, we talked about the role situation, right? Got to know your role and which 5 kind of give you each one of those things. Davion does everything well. And a couple other guys off the bench, too, have certain specialties. They need a 3-point shot. Caleb Campbell's going to come into the game. They need, some work inside, push people around. Levin Pulaski's going to come in. So each guy has their own role. If they play it to their ability, the Cats have an opportunity to get some W's.
They have to play defense, though. That has to be their calling card. They haven't developed more than really the one scoring option for West Holmes. You're going to see Blake Morrison, Channer Wells, Xander Schultz, Brock Zimmerly, and Mason Wolf, their starting 5. We're going to step out for a moment. And as they play the national anthem, we'll take a break and come back with tonight's opening tip right after these messages.
It's Regift December time again at Jet Auto Group. This is Ed Ansel, and regifting is a good thing. Think about buying a pre-owned vehicle? It's regifted.
This is Tom Lothman. We also have a new gift with every vehicle we sell right up till Christmas Eve. How would a 55-inch TV look under your tree?
Or a Kindle Fire or a $25 Visa gift card. This is Jordan Campbell, and we won't tell if you regift that too. It's our way of saying Merry Christmas from Jet Auto Group on East Wheeling Avenue in Cambridge.
I was sitting in my car and it wouldn't start. I lifted the hood and the engine was falling apart. What would I do? My eyes filled with tears. Then on the radio I heard of West 40 by Pay here, where for a little money down and a little each week, I can have a car, nice, shiny, and sleek. So I walked in the door and I put the money down. Now I got a nice car that I can drive around. West 40 by Pay here will help rebuild your credit. The corner of Dewey and Route 40 in Cambridge, don't you forget it.
West 40 Auto Sales, corner of Route 40 and Dewey Avenue in Cambridge, is home of the guaranteed credit approval, with most loans approved while you wait. Go to their website to fill out an online loan application, west40autosales.com. You'll also find their weekly special listed there.
Do you really think that an insurance company who promises quotes in a few minutes has your best interest in mind? Do they really know you and what coverages you need? Hi, this is John Valentine with Valentine Insurance. We take time to learn about you and your insurance needs so you can feel comfortable that you're receiving the right coverages at the best possible prices. Find us on Facebook, stop by our office, or give us a call at 994-1776. Valentine Insurance, a partner you can depend on.
Welcome back to Gene Ford Court. Introduction is taking place for the West Holmes Knights. The visitors tonight, they're in their road red uniforms, blue trim. for the Knights under second-year coach Don Hall. Bobcats under first-year coach Kyle Pertusit. Cats at 1-0 at home. Have played 3 games on the road, 2-2 overall for the Bobcats.
And still Road Warriors. Their next 3 games on the road.
On the road tomorrow night at Shadyside. Tuesday, a game we will have at Maysville.
And Wednesday, you'll have, or I'm sorry, the following Tuesday, you'll have.
Following Tuesday, that's
at
right.
Meadowbrook.
Yeah. And then the Catfish Challenge.
Yes, some of us will be working really hard that day. But I'm on the air with you that night,
yes,
too.
You are. So
I'll be pulling double duty that night.
Save yourself.
Right.
Get a lot of Gatorade in you.
Yes, sir.
Bobcat starters tonight, once again, senior Caleb Bond leading the Bobcats in scoring. And that's one of the things we talked a little bit about. Caden Moore, a little mouse under the eye from a charge he took the other night. Cole Parsons, Parker Long, Jonas Stanberry. The Bobcats not averaging a lot of points. They can't let this game get out of control. Got to be high 30s, low 40s for them because they don't have a lot of scoring options. They can count on Bond for double digits.
Right.
Anybody else is a bonus.
Yeah, absolutely a bonus. And again, what Coach Pertus is going to try to have happen is play really good defense, keep it under 40, 45 points for the opponent, and you got a chance to win because the Cats just don't have a lot of scoring options. Now, that being said, Cole Parsons had 9 the other day, which is huge. Caden Moore had 10 the other night, which was huge at Union Local. So if you could get those guys to start to be, as you said, closer to those double digits and not around that double-digit mark, you're going to have an opportunity to score 45, 50 points and get opportunities to get wins.
Xander Schultz will represent the Knights in the center circle. For the Bobcats, Jonas Stanberry. Neither team huge. 6 foot, 6'1", 6'2" here and there. As the ball is up, tapped back, and controlled by the Knights, Bobcats will open in a man defense. Right side, Chandler Wells, 6'1" senior. Gives it up, 3 ball. Zimmerly touching. Brock Zimmerly, one of those seniors you talked about. Didn't hesitate, put that one up.
No, he didn't. He had a nice cushion, too. Of course, he was, a big step behind the three-point line.
And the Bobcats step on the sideline and give it right back, their first turnover of the night. Not a lot of people here, but a pretty good contingent from West Holmes, and they're pretty vocal, as usual. Morrison, top of the key, back to Zimmerly. He'll hand off, deep 3, left side. Put up by Schultz. That's no good. And Long pulls down the rebound for the Bobcats. As I recall a year ago, I think this team loved to shoot the threes, and we've seen a couple of them very quickly here.
They did, and going back and looking through the scorebook last year.
Bond, nice feed inside. Stanberry could not finish. Pulled down and pushed ahead by Mason Wolf all the way to the hoop. The lay-in by Chandler Wells makes it 5-0. Knights early on. They will pick up near half court. Bond bringing it across the timeline. Blake Morrison in man defense there off the high pick. Bond pulls up, reverses it. Stanberry out on top. Zimmerly all over him. Makes him back it up. Count is on, and there it is. 5 seconds, and Stanberry not typically a ball handler, but he got stuck. Nobody came and took the ball away, and the Cats will burn an early timeout. 30 seconds in, down 5-0. We'll be back right after this.
Your home and your car are likely your 2 biggest investments. Protecting them from unexpected damage is a prime concern to WB Green Insurance. They are proud to represent Westfield Insurance, a financial service organization that provides insurance products for your home, auto, and business. Sharing knowledge, building trust is Westfield Insurance's pledge to their customers, along with personalized claim service that's fast and friendly. To learn how Westfield can help with your insurance needs, talk to WB Green Insurance today.
Back at Gene Ford Court, early timeout by the Bobcats. 6:33 left on the clock, down 5-0. Cats have not been able to get into an offensive set yet.
No, and again, Coach Pertusit wants to slow it down, so you see the Cats are walking the ball up the floor to be able to see what they have from the defensive standpoint, and exact opposite of what West Holmes wants to do. They're getting it out and running, so Cats going to have to speed it up if they don't start putting the ball in the cylinder.
Knights with the lead in the ball. Chandler Wells on the inbounds, walks it across the timeline, looking for the high pick as the Cats into man-to-man. Zimmerly coming over, sets the pick on the left wing, off the roll, down the lane. Wells hands it off, had it tapped out of bounds. Tried to shuffle it in the corner to Xander Schultz, and it will stay West Holmes ball. Quickly into Schultz. Wolf, backdoor cut in the paint. Shot short by Wells. With the stick back. Good. Got it right back, stuck it back in.
No, we had a charge call.
Oh, is that what that was?
Yep,
okay.
Yep. Which was
I'm looking down there and
trying to figure out what's going on.
Figure out what happened. I looked down at my score sheet quickly, and it's hard to hear whistles.
It is
up here.
It is. But yeah, he called a charge call. Good job by Bond to be able to get over there and get position.
So Wells picks up the foul, and now the half-court trap by the Knights. 6-minute mark. Bobcats handle that. Right side, Stanbury put a move on, but didn't get the ball down. And Stanbury, very athletic for the Bobcats, but really in his first year of varsity basketball, and the game hasn't started to slow down yet for him.
No, and he likes to speed up anyway. That's the Cats' third turnover already, with still 6 minutes to play in the first.
You jinxed them when you said how well they played the other night,
right.
With only 7. Morrison picked up the dribble, stuck with it now, and gets it over to Wells. 5:45 left, 5-0. West Holmes on top of the Cats, working for more here. Wells to Morrison, off the dribble penetration, lost it as he tried to pick it up off the high dribble and lost it out of bounds. That'll be a Knight turnover back to the Bobcats, and full court pressure now. Cats get it to Bond, their best ball handler. Facing a double team, gets through that. Top of the key, down the lane, kicks it inside out to Long. And a reach in there.
Wells is second.
They got Chandler Wells on the reach in, and that'll be his second, and lead to the first substitution tonight is Zevin Proper, 5'10" junior. Checks in. He'll pick up more. Right side to Bond. On the reach in, Zimmerly knocked it out of his hand. Might have caught some arm on that one. Zimmerly extremely aggressive on both ends of the floor.
Looks like a football player as well. Hard pick there by the Bobcats, sent one of the Knights onto the floor.
Parsons gets it into Moore at the foul line, kicks it back out. And the reach-in foul. Parsons that time probably bailed out there because he had no place to go, and Xander Schultz kind of tripped him up a little bit. That's the third team foul on the Knights. And the Bobcats get it into Bond. He'll have to go to the backcourt to get that done, and Morrison will check him at the timeline. Over to Moore. Quick hop out again by Zimmerly. Moore will give it up to Long. Off the dribble to the foul line, to the corner, and Parsons nothing there. Bond back to Moore. Open three off the back of the iron. Tipped out and pulled down by Schultz. Still, the Bobcats haven't gotten the lid off, trailing 5-0. But the defense shows up. They get another steal. And the foul called.
Much more under control by Jonas Stanbury there.
I thought he might have got away with a little shuffle right there at the end where he tried to back away from the defender, but nonetheless, he'll head to the line as Brock Zimmerly picks up his first, team's fourth. 2 shots coming up for Stanbury, and this has been a problem for the Bobcats prior to tonight, but Stanbury knocks that one in. He shoots 45% coming in, and the Bobcats are on the board there, down 5-1. Cambridge only as a team 48% at the free throw line, and Stanbury drills them both.
Nice and smooth there by Jonah.
And the Bobcats will try a little full court pressure. High over the top, they get it down the court to Proper. And Cambridge hustling back
Parsons that time a little out of control will pick up his first. Team first. Coming up on the 4.5 mark. 3-point West Holmes lead with possession.
Defensive ball game so far.
Schultz off the dribble, down the lane, put his head down, and probably should have got called for a charge again. Ball kept alive, missed again inside by Corbin Felton, and finally the Bobcats come down with it. And you can tell that the West Holmes hasn't gotten a lot of minutes of basketball yet this year. Danbury through the double team, over to Long, into the double team, and back to Stanberry, and Bobcats needed to get to somebody that'll set a play up here.
Or somebody to set a pick to get some of that pressure off the ball handler.
Nice, intense man-to-man pressure.
Sure are.
Hands on, in your face, nice move by Bond down the lane, hands it off, and Long will lay it up and in. Bobcats down just a point. Ambridge's battled back after nearly 5-0 lead, and there's the travel. Morrison tried to pick it up and do the one-handed toss, and the defense took away his passing lane, and it caused him to shuffle the feet. So now the Cats with a chance to extend the lead, and into the game for the Cats.
Jeffrey.
Off the bench, Davian Jeffrey.
Yep. That's West Holmes' 4th turnover here in the first.
So both teams a little shaky in the first 4 minutes. Jeffrey will pop out, give the Cats a little more presence inside that I think West Holmes is going to have to respect him.
Well, and they're pushing the Bobcats out.
Further and further.
Further and further towards that volleyball line. It's going to be hard to set up any kind of offense from out there.
Into a little motion offense here, out of the double team. Long finally able to get rid of it. Finds Bond driving down the lane. Shot knocked out of bounds. Every once in a while, about the third pass, they get into that jump trap.
Yep.
And the Cats haven't
Try
reacted to it.
Try to catch off guard with it because it's man-to-man, and then all of a sudden, like you said, third or fourth pass, they jump on you.
11 Pulaski checks in. Things are about to get interesting, huh? As he tries to feed it inside the Bond. He came in banging bodies right away, and Morrison on the fast break will be fouled by Caden Moore. That'll slow it down. And Caden with a heads-up play there just to slow the pace down and use that foul. 5-4, Knights with the lead, 2:54. And West Holmes will walk it across. They've gone cold after a couple of early baskets. Over to Proper. Morrison, deep three, cha-ching, but hold the bus. That might not count. We might have a foul.
Yes, we do.
Before the shot.
Schultz's second foul again.
Vander Schultz has 2. Chandler Wells now with 2, and 5 on the Knights as a team. So discount the bucket, and the Bobcats with a 1-point deficit, a chance to get on top here.
And nice to take a 3-point shot away from Morrison. He hit 3 in that game last year against the Cats.
Jeffrey. Pulaski. Bond swings it to Moore. He'll penetrate. Spin in the paint. Kick it out. Jeffrey 3. Short on the rim. Rebounded by the Knights. Wolf kicks it out. Up the floor. Morrison again. Fake the 3. Takes it to the hoop. First shot rejected, and they'll call that a jump ball. 11 Pulaski. Barton in there. He's got to be careful. 11 letting him know, you don't bring that stuff around me, huh?
11 is not shy. He's not shy with trash talk.
Well, not only a block shot, but change of possession. And Drew Yannico will check in for the Bobcats, replacing Caden Moore. Still a 5-4 game, 2 minutes left here in the opening period. Parsons back in. He has it across the timeline, lost control and out of bounds.
I was about to say, a little unique that the Cats have put Caleb Bond in the middle of the floor and not bringing the ball up the floor, and there came back to bite him.
The idea was to get him the ball so he could turn and attack, but they didn't get him the ball.
That's going to be the issue.
Another turnover for the Bobcats.
It's about 5 so far.
5 on them, yes. Wolf, foul on top, left side, Proper.
1:40 and counting left in the opening period. Felton inside feed. Collier Klein, who just back to Morrison. His three, cha-ching.
Can't leave Morrison open.
Once he gets the feet set,
yeah, it's a pretty shot.
Pretty automatic, yes. That looked like excellent form. 8-4. Bobcats were within one, could not get on top. Now down by 4. Over to Jeffrey. Kick out. Parsons three from the corner. Answer. Cha-ching.
That's what the Bobcats need. If they could get Cole Parsons to get confident from three-point land, he can knock him down.
Proper steps up, takes the three, missed it. Cat did not box out, and Corbin Felton follows it in with a deuce. The stick back makes it 10-7 with 49, and counting left here in the opening period. Yannico back to Bond. Off the dribble. Back out on top, Pulaski. Now to Bond. They've cut him off a couple of times. Making sure Caleb Bond does not get off early here tonight. He has been Cambridge's go-to guy. Pulaski's cross-court pass tapped away. Saved. Now they're going to say no, it was not. Yannico could not chase it down. I thought the defender might have tapped that a little bit.
It kind of looked like it was tipped from here, yes.
Yeah, but they'll call it over and back, and the Cats turn it over again. As Chandler Wells checks back in, he's got 2 fouls. 23 left on the first quarter clock. West Holmes with a 3-point lead and the ball. Wells takes it to the corner. They'll probably, with this strategy, hold for the final shot.
Especially with 2 fouls on Wells.
Wells looking for the high pick, feeds it down low. Shot put up and in by Proper. At the 5-second mark, Bobcats might get a throw up here. Nope, they will not, as they do not handle the ball cleanly. And the backcourt at the end of 1. West Holmes on top of the Bobcat, 12-7. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Too much for homeowners insurance? Has your insurance company raised your deductible? Hi, this is John Valentine with Valentine Insurance. Many people can't accurately answer these questions. With many premiums escrowed into mortgages, homeowners don't pay attention to changes to their policies anymore. It's time you visit Valentine Insurance for a true, no-obligation review of your insurance policy. Call 994-1776 or stop by our office at 739 Southgate Parkway in Cambridge.
Magazine forecourt, end of 1 period. Jumped on top, stayed on top, and lead at 12-7 at the end of 1. Want to thank our sponsors again for tonight's game. Beth Eglass, Valentine Insurance, Southeastern Med, Abel's Electric, known for Jet Auto, Papa John's, and many others to come. First quarter for the Bobcats, shaky at the beginning, got good in the middle and shaky at the end.
Yeah, and the difference really were those last couple buckets by the Knights to be able to get their 9th shot off of the quarter. Cambridge only had 5 shots, made 2 of them, but and a couple free throws, of course, too. But West Holmes shooting 55% there in that first quarter. So they were fortunate enough to get a couple of those bunnies late. So, but still 12-7. So for Cambridge, the way that they started to be able to keep it that close, they got to feel good about that.
Knights will have the lead and the ball to start things out. And Morrison's pass, trying to get it inside, tapped away. The Bobcats come up with yet another loose ball, but they have to be able to do something with it. Not very good in that first period on the offensive end.
No, 5 turnovers for Cambridge and 4 for West Holmes in that first quarter.
Moore back in the game, has it out on top. Finds Jeffrey on the right side, takes it into paint, kicks it out to Yannico. Now back to Bond, who did not score in that opening quarter. You could tell the point of emphasis for the Knights was to keep Bond from putting up shots, and they did. Stanberry in the paint, goes up high, switches to the left hand and knocks it down. 12-9. Skip pass across, Morrison will penetrate. Kick it back out to Wells. No call. Morrison with the charge as he went airborne to kick that out, and Morrison picks up his first and the team's 6th foul. But the Bobcats could get to the line pretty early in this second period as Yannico steps out and Parker Long back in at the 7:01 mark. 12-9. The Knights on top.
Yeah, pretty tough foul there or non-call there by Brock Zimmerly to set the hard pick on Caden Moore and knocked him to the ground. The official saw it all and said, nope, that was a good play. Caden Moore didn't think so.
Probably not. Feet down low. Jeffrey knocked out of his hand. Zimmerly, his second, team 7th, and that should send Davian Jeffrey to the line. Davian on the year, 2 of 4. For a guy that plays with the ball in traffic, you'd like to see him get to the line a little bit more, and he'll have an opportunity here. And the 1-and-1, and cannot connect on the first one. Wolf with the rebound. Long pass down the floor and through the hand of Wells. I don't know why he was pushing it so hard, but that will be another West Holmes turnover. Cats still down 3 with 6:30 left in the opening half. Cambridge has to find a way to get Bond involved in the offense. And the pick and roll not there. Stanbury throws that one away. Up ahead, Schultz hard to the basket, puts up a prayer, not answered. Wells rebound. Back out to Morrison, top of the key. Zimmerly pass a rocket through the hands of Wolf and out of bounds. And another West Holmes turnover. Schultz, we've seen him do this about 3 times already. Just head down, I'm getting to the hoop, and throwing it at the basket.
Right. And yeah, 0 for 3 on the night so far on those 3 throws.
Well, they haven't been much shots there, but Bobcats will take that every time. Bond off the penetration, cut off on the baseline by Zimmerly. Back out to Long, over to Stanbury. He'll try the baseline, and Zimmerly over there as well. Back to Long with a foot on the line. The long deuce, no good. Rebound. Back to Wolf, hands it off, and here comes Wells. He'll pull up for 16. That one no good. A nice rebound by Moore. Bang by Schultz, and he'll steal it away. Stoltz trying to steal it, and he does. Or the Bobcats do, I should say. As Long got a piece of that, Stanbury saved it inbound. The Cats yet again a chance to cut into the lead, down 3.
A lot of action there in that half-court set.
There hasn't been much good on either offensive end. Long inside, Bond with the scoop and the hoop. Nice look by Parker Long. The Bobcats down 1 yet again. Up ahead, Schultz with his team on top, 12-11, 5-minute mark of the opening half. And this is the pace the Bobcats really want the game at. They'd like to be a little more successful on the offensive end. A little zone defense this time by the Bobcats. Schultz will penetrate again and out of control. They'll call the foul on the Cats for the knee, and I don't know, Schultz that time again was on his way.
He was a little out of control, but Parker stuck his knee just out a little bit, enough to catch somebody.
Parker Long's first, team's 3rd, and an inbound's coming up as Proper checks back in. Morrison will get a seat. Baseline right side, and tapped away by Stanbury. And now Caleb Campbell in for the first time for the Bobcats as Moore takes a seat. 4:45 left, 12-11. Knights on top and looking inside for Moore. Kick out. Proper won't take the 3. Off the dribble, right side. To Schultz. He'll launch it. That one a brick. Comes down Long into the corner and is saved in bounds and off a Bobcat. It will stay West Holmes ball.
Yeah, great hustle there by the Knights to be able to go after that loose ball. Cambridge thought it was going to go out of bounds, so they let it go and came back to bite them.
So far, Xander Schultz hasn't seen a shot he doesn't like.
No, he hasn't.
If he gets hot, it could be,
right.
Could be a problem because he's going to put it up. Lob out on top. This one goes to Wells. Back to Proper. His 3 from wide open. In and out. No good. Rebound. In and out of the hands of Long, but the Bobcats will retain it. Still down a point. 4:25 to go. Wells picks up at half court. Cats get it over to Jeffrey. Working against Felton. Back out to Stanbury now. The Cats with the down pick, the pop out. Campbell back to Bond. 4-minute mark. Bobcats with a lot of movement, but they're not looking at the basket.
No, and they're all out at the volleyball line.
And there's that cross-court pass stolen away. Wells on the breakaway, lays it up and in. And You keep passing it to the wing, you're inviting somebody to play that passing lane, and once again, the Cats get close. And now a foul or technical foul.
I was writing things down. I didn't see what he did, but
Chandler Wells, I think, might have been probably a little bit of a comment made after that basket.
Could be. The bad thing is technical fouls are bad enough, but that's Wells' third personal foul.
And you got to believe he's one of their go-to guys.
Yeah, he has been so far.
Caleb Bond will shoot the technicals for the Bobcats, and his first one is short on the rim. Caleb on the season, 75% free throw shooter, but he hasn't had a chance tonight to put many shots up.
Right.
Couple of substitutions. Moore back in the game. Parsons back in for the Bobcats. Morrison will check back in as well. Sits down with 3 and 4 points. And Bond's second free throw off the back of the iron. 0 for 2. And he's talking to himself right now.
I bet he is. What he should be telling himself is, forget about that. We still got the ball, right? That's the great part about a technical. You missed both free throws, but you're still awarded the ball.
Yeah, he just needs to get in a rhythm.
Yep.
Bobcats need to get him the ball in space, and they find him right there. Has it out near the top of the key on the inbound. Back to Moore. He'll have to use the dribble. Takes it to the hoop. His floater is good. Caden Moore, nothing to do but shoot it. And he knocked it down, and Cambridge down 1 yet again.
Yeah, had committed to that baseline. Good defense had committed him to that baseline.
Another turnover going the other way.
9 turnovers.
One on West Holmes. And it looks like it is their first contest of the year. They're a little bit shaky.
Sure. Yep.
They'll get better as the night goes on. 14-13 once again. Cambridge has had the ball several times with a chance to take the lead, and they won't do it this possession as Bonds pass through the hands of Stanberry, a pretty tough one to handle.
Well, I like coming out and getting some action to be able to clear some space for the guy with the ball in his hands, but you still got to be able to take care of the ball.
3:10 left. Still a 1-point ball game in favor of the Knights. 14-13 at the 3-minute mark. Popping out on the ball, Felton puts up the floater, and he'll extend it back to 3. Bobcats challenged the pass. Felton got open, took it right down the lane. And now Cambridge battling from behind yet again. Comes the high pick by Stanberry. Missed on it. Bond gives it up. Right corner now, Jeffrey. There's the double team. Popped out on him. Has to go back out to Stanberry near midcourt. Off the dribble, top of the key to Moore. Little hesitation to Bond. He'll use that down the lane. Kick out. 3 ball, no good by Parsons in the rebound. Comes down to the Knight, 2:17 left. Cats could have tied it with that open look. Morrison, 3. That's an air ball. And cannot be saved by a diving Felton. And the Bobcats, once again, will try to cut the deficit as it has been all night. Anywhere from 5 to 3 to 1 several times.
Full court pressure here by the Knights. Trying to get another couple quick buckets.
Got it to Bond. Has the 3-on-2. Schultz forces him to pull up. Kicks it out to Moore. He'll pull up from 16. That one no good. Tap back out into the backcourt. And I believe the Bobcats here are going to get called for the foul. Yes. Jonas Stanberry that time a little aggressive on the tip out. Came over the back. His first, team fourth with 1:58 to go. And the Knights again a chance to extend their 3-point lead.
Zimmerly back in the game for the Knights.
He plays with a lot of intensity.
He does. He's a physical player, but he knocked down that first 3 of the game.
Lob inside to Felton, caught it under the basket, couldn't shoot it, but he'll hand it off to teammate Nate Fair, and he left it hanging on the rim. Bobcats will pull it down and come the other way. Stanberry across the timeline, feeds Parsons in the corner. Back to Stanberry. He'll take it to the hoop. Left-hand floater partially blocked by Fair. And here come the Knights again. 16-13, Morrison. Right side to Zimmerly. Proper step back 3. Back rim, no good. Bond with the rebound. And he'll push it up the floor to the timeline. Keep it alive, kick it out. And the Cats will reset on top. 1:06 left in the half. Cambridge down 16-13. More to Stanberry. Jeffrey. Backdoor cut. Bond floater off the glass. Sweet looking shot and feed. And Caleb Bond a couple of buckets in the corner. And it is a 1-point game once again.
The high floater off the board.
Came down soft. 36 seconds left. 16-15. West Holmes working for the final shot here in the opening half. They have the arrow to start the second half. Proper will take a quick one from the corner. That one off the mark. Jeffrey with the rebound. Triple team. Gets it out. Moore. A 2-on-1. Will back it back out as they did not have a good look. Back to Bond. Open three left side. No. That one high off the rim. And Caleb's first chance to knock down a three. Could not put the Bobcats ahead. 3 seconds. Feed inside. Fair shot. Blocked at the buzzer. And that'll take us to the break. 16-15. Our score as we head to the halftime break. West Holmes Knights on top of the Bobcats by 1. Stay tuned. We'll get our stats and scoring in order, catch you up on other games around the area. We'll be back right after this.
From the Ohio News Network, this is the Ohio Education Association Tonight in High School Hoops. Now here's your host, Eric Reeser.
Entering his 5th season at Ohio State, head basketball coach Chris Holtman is 87-44 overall. The men's basketball team has not missed the NCAA tournament under his watch, and Ohio State comes into the year with very high expectations. So far, so good for the Scarlet and Gray. Buckeyes are 5-2 overall heading into the month of December. You'll hear Chris Holtman's thoughts on some early season surprises next. This is the Ohio News Network.
I'm Scott Demaro, president of the Ohio Education Association. On behalf of our 120,000 members, OEA is proud to sponsor tonight's game. We believe in the power of high school sports in shaping young athletes' lives, and we have seen firsthand the power of Ohio's educators to reach and teach their students through countless pandemic-related challenges. The best way to keep our schools open is to prevent the spread of COVID-19. If you can get vaccinated, we encourage you to get vaccinated now.
The ONN Daily Podcast. Get a recap of all the day's news from across the state.
ONN affiliate WBNS TV in Columbus has more.
Haley Kirby reporting in downtown Toledo.
From the State House, Kevin Landers.
ONN Canton.
ONN affiliate WKYC TV in Cleveland has the details.
In Marietta, Brett Worf, ONN News.
Emma Henderson in Genoa.
The ONN Daily Podcast. Listen at ONNradio.com or wherever you download your favorite podcasts from the Ohio News Network. This is ONN.
One of the things Chris Holtman wanted to do upon his arrival in Columbus was test his team early in the season against the best opponents from the best conferences. It's materialized so far this year with non-conference games against Akron, at Xavier for the Gavitt games versus Seton Hall and Florida in the Fort Myers tip-off. Top-ranked Duke in the ACC Challenge, and Kentucky for the CBS Sports Classic. Ohio State has its work cut out even before jumping into a packed Big Ten schedule. Chris Holtman says he likes to play tough opponents, but adds sometimes things just work out.
I do like playing a challenging non-conference. The reality is the respective leagues put these matchups together. So we knew based on the anticipation that we were going to be a top 25 team, we knew we were going to play a good team that was going to come in here, both in the Big East, in the Gavitt games, and in this. Again, we don't shy away from it. We embrace it, but it does mean that your group is going to have to be tough-minded, and we're going to have to embrace what this is, and it's not going to look perfect for us either these first couple months.
Entering the final month of the year, Ohio State's found itself on both sides of buzzer beaters. Their first game of the season was a 1-point win over Akron at the Schottenstein Center in Columbus. Sophomore forward Zed Key made a layup with 3 seconds left in the second half. It was freshman guard Michi Johnson's three-pointer that put Ohio State over Seton Hall 79-76 in the Fort Myers tip-off. 2 nights later, Florida beat the Buckeyes with a buzzer beater of their own in the finals of that preseason tournament. Chris Holtman says it's those types of games against that kind of competition that can properly prepare a team for the long haul.
When you play a schedule like this, you get exposed in areas earlier. I think we have to have a resilient, tough-minded group, and that's my challenge to them. And when you have some new faces and some young pieces, they also have to have some perspective. Listen, there's a lot of teams that have lost in college basketball. Do I need to run down all the teams that have had losses? Listen, it's the reality of college basketball. How are we growing? You're going to hear me say that a lot. We have a brutal upcoming stretch, including 2 conference games that are going to be really, really challenging. This is about growth.
Before jumping into Big Ten play, Ohio State had arguably the toughest early season test to date. Top-ranked Duke came to Columbus with a perfect 7-0 record. The Blue Devils were led by legendary head coach Mike Krzyzewski, who announced his retirement at the beginning of the season, as well as star freshman forward Paolo Banchero, who many consider the top pick in the 2022 NBA draft. The Blue Devils led by 13 heading into the half and as much as 15 points in the second half, but the Buckeyes chipped away at that deficit. Zed Key had a career-high 20 points to lead Ohio State to a 71-66 upset win that Chris Holtmann credited to his team's toughness.
Listen, there is a tough-mindedness that teams, if they don't have it, they better get it. They better grow it and build it. If you're not tough-minded, you can't do these things. And I think we preach that with our guys. Stay in the moment. I didn't want them to think about being down 13, being down 15, being down 7 in the last 4 minutes. Just win the possession right in front of us. Easier said than done, but that was important.
Ohio State will start the new year with a 2-game road trip in the Big Ten. On January 2nd, they'll be at Nebraska. Then it's off to Bloomington for a January 6th game against Indiana. Ohio State will wrap up the regular season in a very fitting way at home on March 6th against preseason Big Ten favorite Michigan. For the Ohio News Network, I'm Eric Reeser.
Did you know an estimated 41% of people eligible for cancer screenings have delayed their appointments due to the pandemic? Southeastern Med is one of 10 hospitals to join with the American Cancer Society's Returning to Screening initiative. The goal is to increase the rates of screenings for all cancers, but especially the most common: breast, cervical, colorectal, and lung. To learn how to schedule your screening appointment, call 740-439-8000 or visit seormc.org.
When it's game night, let Papa John's Pizza on Southgate Parkway feed your team after the game. Hey, this is Shannon. You can create your pizza with all your favorite toppings or pick one of our specialty pizzas like the Super Hawaiian, the Philly cheesesteak, the Works, or the Fiery Buffalo Chicken. Don't forget we also have chicken poppers, wings, breadsticks, and cheese sticks too. Call 740-439-PAPA. That's 439-7272 or order from your phone at papajohns.com.
Welcome back to Gene Ford Court. It is halftime. If you were watching on the streaming side, you got to enjoy the Cambridge dance team.
And they're throwing out some mints, candy canes. I'll take one.
Treat.
They can't throw it this far.
Or
they just ignored us.
Probably the latter. And the student section will get whatever they want.
They get the rest for sure.
Halftime. Bobcats and the Knights from West Holmes, 16-15. West Holmes has led it from the outset. 12-7 at the end of the first period. Bobcats have cut the deficit several times to a point where we stand right now, but they have never been able to get on top. And they've had the ball in several circumstances with a chance to do that, but both teams tonight really shaky on the offensive end, and the defense has kind of ruled the tempo of this first half. I think a lot of mental mistakes. West Holmes, as we said at the outset, this is their first time this year playing a game. They made a deep run into the football playoffs, and this is actually their first game for the Bobcats, game number 5. And we've seen them make steady progress till this point tonight, and it's kind of like they've taken a step back, but I think West Holmes has drugged them down a little bit.
I think it's more of the latter than the first point that you made, because this early in the season, West Holmes, they don't have the shooting legs left. They're 0 for 5 in that second quarter from beyond the arc. But what they do have, and what you can always have, is defensive pressure. Regardless of where you're at in the season, you can always have that, and that's what's causing the Cats some issues. Now, that being said, as you said, early season jitters, the Knights do have 9 turnovers, but that defense by the Knights has caused 9 turnovers for the Cats as well. And that's why it's kind of been a sloppy game so far, and that's why it's a 1-point 16-15 lead.
Scoring pretty balanced, but pretty low as well. For the Knights, 4 apiece for Chandler Wells, who also has 3 fouls, including a technical. Corbin Felton off the bench has 4. 3 for Brock Zimmerly to open the game. He knocked down a 3. 3 for Blake Morris, and he had an early 3 as well. 2 for Proper. And that completes the scoring as the Knights did not get to the foul line in that first half, but knocked down a couple of 3s. The Bobcats did get a 3 as well from Cole Parsons. 2 buckets from Caleb Bond for 4 points, 4 for Jonas Stanberry, 2 for Parker Long. Cats got to the line 5 times in that opening half and were only able to make 2 of those 5 free throws. And those are opportunities as the season goes on. Cambridge is going to have to continue to improve at and take advantage of. As we were looking at stats coming in, that Cats as a team only shoot 48% at the free throw line. And when you don't have a lot of scores anyway, that's a chance to make up points, and you're going to have to take advantage of it.
There's reasons they call it free throws. There's no pressure on you. You get an opportunity to take your breath, take your time. When they're free, you got to take them, right? And you got to make them. That's the key. But the run positive for Cambridge in the first half is they did shoot 55% from the floor. Even though they didn't make the free throws, they did outscore or outshoot West Holmes. West Holmes only at 38% for the first half. So Cambridge did double them up in the second quarter as well. They outscored them 8-4 to kind of get back into it. So, you know, both teams a little sloppy on the offensive end, taking care of the ball, but Cambridge shooting the ball a little bit better. I would suspect that you're going to see more of the same in the second half.
Bobcats are going to have the opening possession, both teams, with their starting lineups back in. But for the Knights, 3 guys with 2 fouls or more, as Bond with it out on top. West Holmes defense has pretty much been in your face all night, and Zimmerly's been that guy. As Stanberry throws the ball, or intended to throw it over to Moore, and threw it out of bounds. And Cats have now 10 turnovers. Stanberry leading the Bobcats in turnovers this season. As Schultz again trying to go hard to the basket. That time didn't try to finish, tried to kick it out. Cats will knock it out of bounds. It will stay West Holmes ball. Morrison looking inside. The Wolf not there. Now to Schultz. He'll catch it up high, put his shot up, blocked by Stanberry, and he'll chase it down in the corner. Nice hustle play by Jonah that
sure
time.
Was.
7.5 left. Cats once again with possession and a chance to take the lead for the first time tonight. Have not been on top yet.
And again, that pressure is pushing Cambridge towards midcourt. They need to be able to get closer to that three-point line and get some bodies on bodies to be able to get some separation.
Long. One dribble back to Bond. Did not get on the board till later in the half. Feeds it to Stanberry. His short jumper no good. Rebound by Long. Sticks it up and in. And the Cats have their first lead of the night.
And that's what Parker Long brings to the table. He is aggressive. He's going to play good defense. He's going to hustle like crazy to get every rebound. And the Cats need him to do that.
Well, will take it down the paint and finish. Nobody stopped his penetration. And Chandler Wells will finish and give the Knights the lead right back. Back to Stanberry. Hard to the hoop. Didn't switch to the right hand. The left hand from the right side didn't work out. And here come the Knights again. Morrison 3. Cha-ching! Just planted himself in that corner. And just like that, the Bobcats lead is a distant memory. 21-17.
You can't lose sight of Morrison. You have to know where he's at all times.
Bond off the high pick and roll, feeds it to Long. Cut off by Zimmerly. Back out to Stanberry. And now Moore, wide open look at a 3. Missed it, but Long got the rebound. Try to get it back to Moore. And Wells will chase it down in the backcourt. He's going to pull up, go up and underneath. He lost it and got his own pass back. Zimmerly's 3 off the mark. Wells steps in bounds and it comes right to him. Morrison down the lane. His floater short of the mark. And finally the Cats will clear it out of there. That was a lot of ugliness. That somehow the Bobcats come out of there with it.
Right.
But there were a couple of violations at some point through there.
Yeah, it looked like West Holmes got away with a walk for sure.
And another body hitting for. There's Long going down inside. 21-17, 5:11 left in the quarter. Right side, Parsons back to Long. Bobcats need to get into a rhythm here and find some open looks. Moore. Nobody on the post feet, finds Parsons in the corner. Back to Bond, down the lane, left side, off the glass, and in.
Bond's just going to have to be more aggressive with the ball. He's going to have to get to the rim to be able to either get those floaters or get to the free throw line.
And it appears the Bobcats are almost just running offense until they get him that opportunity.
Yep.
Schultz, another pull-up, long three, no good. Rebound comes down to Moore. Bobcats within 2. Feed it down the Long. Back to Moore, down the lane, tied up by Zimmerly, and they'll call the reach in on Zimmerly, his third. So Brock Zimmerly with 3, Chandler Wells with 3. Schultz has 2.
And bailed Caden Moore out because he was stuck. He was handcuffed. He was trying to get rid of the ball and appeared to be a good play by Zimmerly, but must have had a hold of his arm.
Jeffrey checks in for the Bobcats. Stanbury will step out. And Zaven Proper. And for Zimmerly, 4:18 left here in the third, 21-19. The Knights. And it will be Jeffrey on the inbound. Out on top to Parsons, and now to Bond. Caleb Bond off the high pick. Swings it back left side. Parsons, inside feed, Jeffrey. Kick out, right side, Moore, open 3. Catch
At some point.
Was that Bond?
No, that was
Moore.
That was Caden Moore. It
I
was.
thought so too.
At some point, you're going to have to knock down some of those shots.
Caden
Moore stepped up and did it.
He shoots better outside the arc than he does inside the arc.
Right.
At least according to the stat sheet. Morrison trying to answer. He got tripped up, and he was a little out of control, but somebody did trip him up. He was not going to be able to finish that shot. But as it turned out, the Bobcats will pick up the foul. That will be on Caleb Bond, his first. Team's first. And Morrison will get a chance to shoot a couple of free throws. First opportunity of the night at the free throw line for the Knights. As Morrison puts it up and in, and guy shoots as well as he does, you just kind of expect those to be automatic.
Yeah.
Huh? Felton checks back in. 4 in the first half. And
with confidence,
cashed them both in.
Knocks it down.
Puts the Knights back on top by 1. 23-22. 3.5 left in the third. Morrison picks up Bond at half court. Off the high pick on the left side. Into the corner. Spin move. Parsons. Floater from 15. No good. Rebound to the Knights and proper. He'll push it. Got to the half court stripe. Slowed it down. Now to Wells. Attack. Finds Felton inside, and he couldn't finish. Wow.
Yeah.
Felton, that was a beautiful pass.
Sure was. Wide open
from Wells, and I think it might have surprised Felton a little bit.
It didn't appear like he was ready to shoot that, did it? A little off balance.
Bobcats off the dribble. Parker Long pulls up from short range. Missed it, got it back. Kick out, 3 ball. No good by the Bobcats, Jeffrey, and here come the Knights again. Still up by 1. No look pass again. Felton got away with the walk, but he'll lay it up and in this time. And Courtney Felton extends the lead to 25-22. 2.5 left. Backdoor cut. Reverse layup is good. And the Bobcats will get a quick timeout there. Nice high-low that time as Davian Jeffrey found Cole Parsons. He'll lay it up and in, and it is 25-24, 2:24 to go, just a quick 30 seconds. So we'll keep it here Both teams kind of picking up the pace offensively a little bit.
Still a lot of missed shots out there, and a couple bunnies there missed. So real sloppy, though. I mean, first possession from each team at the start of the third resulted in a turnover. So still a lot of pressure by West Holmes has thrown Cambridge off that half-court game. Somehow they're going to have to get Bond loose, setting some picks. The pick and roll has been there for Cambridge tonight, but the errant passes off of the roll is what's causing them issues with that.
So at what point do you start to realize there's a couple of guys for West Holmes that have 3 fouls?
Yeah.
We need to attack those guys.
Absolutely.
And one of them on the floor right now, Chandler Wells, he's been one of their leading scorers. And he has the ball right now. 25-24 as the Cats come full court pressure over the top to Schultz. He'll attack. He does. Throws it up. And this time knocks it down. He went under control that time. And
his
Schultz,
first basket of the game. Yeah.
You're right. I'm not keeping track of how many times he shot. One for seven? I thought you might be doing that.
Yes, sir.
Backdoor cut trying to hit Bond, and Jeffrey's pass didn't get through that mix of people in the tie-up. On the possession, we'll send it back to West Holmes, leading 27-24. Bobcats just can't seem to live with prosperity. They get one good possession in a row, but they haven't put back-to-back together yet.
And it's because they can't figure out that West Holmes defense. They're playing great man-to-man, aggressive, face-guarding defense, and they're not letting the Cats get loose.
And every once in a while jump out into a trap. And Schultz, again, out of control, tried to dive between two defenders and lost the ball again. He's got to be a defensive back the way he's flying around out there.
He is quick, too.
Yeah, he is. And a turnover, Bobcats, or they're going to call the foul.
Both.
Looked like Parker Long kind of kicked it off his foot, picked up by West Holmes, and then the Bobcats.
And again,
that's the foul call, and that's Caleb Bond's second.
And that's knowing your role and being in the right positions at the right time. I don't think Parker Long is the guy we want with the ball in his hands out by the volleyball line, right? So somehow the Cats have to push that ball closer to the paint and get some inside shots off.
Proper three from the corner, touching. And just like that, the Knights have extended their lead to 6. 1:03 left here in the third, and Jonas Stanberry just checked in and did not handle that pass cleanly, took his eyes off of it, and loses it out of bounds, and he'll step back out as Caleb Campbell back in for the Bobcats. Under a minute to play, West Holmes with a 6-point lead. And the ball.
And fourth turnover by Cambridge has really been the difference.
West Holmes has done a pretty good job here late in these quarters of trying to spread things out. They do here again. Proper trying to go 2 for 2. Doesn't. Got the rebound. Stick back not there. Davey and Jeffrey, just about the time you think they're going to hold it for one, they take a quick one. Bond pushes it up. Campbell, 3. Off the rim alone. Jeffrey chases it down. Cats will have more time to take another look. Back to Campbell. Didn't reload, but Moore top of the key. Count it. Touching. Cade Moore, second tray of the period, and the Bobcats back to within 3. 10 on the clock. 30-27. Wells cut off. Might have gotten away with a little bit of a step there. Puts up a 4 shot from 15 and cashes in. Chandler Wells extends the lead to 5 as we head to the fourth period. West Holmes on top of the Cats, 32-27. Stay tuned. 8 more minutes coming up right after this.
Most of us are faced with uncertainty every day. Your job, your finances, sporting events, schooling for your children, and so much more. With so much uncertainty surrounding you, there's one auto dealership that you can be certain about, and that's Doan Ford. You can be certain that you'll always get a great deal and the best service afterwards. In business for nearly 60 years has given Doan Ford the reputation of being a strong, reliable dealership. Be certain. Choose Doan Ford. Online at DoanFord.com.
Back at Gene Ford Court, fourth quarter about to get underway, 32-27. West Holmes on top of the Cats. Once again, thank you to our sponsors tonight. Papa John's, Jet Auto, Doan Ford, West 40 Auto Sale, WB Green Insurance, Abel's Electric, Southeastern Med, Patrons Buckeye Mutual Insurance, Valentine Insurance, and Beth A. Glass. Bobcats started that quarter, got their first lead of the night, played hard for a few minutes, and then the West Holmes Knights ignited and not only took the lead, extended it, their biggest lead of the night. Cambridge able to knock down a couple of threes there from Caden Moore to keep it at a 3-point deficit for a while, but back up to 5. And the Cats will start out with it again here in fourth.
4 turnovers in the period for Cambridge, only 2 for West Holmes. And again, that's been the difference so far. Caden Moore knocking down those 2 threes, kept the Cats in it.
Moore nearly had it stolen away out on top, tapped away into the backcourt. Cats will chase it down and then throw it away anyway. Jeffries pass stolen away by Wolf. Morrison looked at the 3, will go to the hoop, lost the handle on the way up, and Campbell will pull it down for the Bobcats, and he had it swiped near half court. Bobcats, again, a little out of control there, and Caleb Campbell called for the foul and the turnover. And again, at West Holmes, as soon as that ball was in the other team's possession, they attacked.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter where it's at.
Yeah, they're not messing around. They're going after the ball.
They put a lot of pressure on.
From the tip to currently, they are being very aggressive on defense.
Wells out on top. 5-point Knights lead and the ball. Wells off the crossover, top of the key. A little shake and bake. Kick out. Zimmerly 3, not there. Rebound. Comes down long. Campbell chases it down, and the Cats need a bucket. 7-minute mark, down 5. Bond, left side. DeMoore on the step out. Zimmerly on the reach in, and that is his 4th. Just the 2nd on the team and a half, though.
Both on Zimmerly in the second half.
He will step out, proper back in. And the Bobcats a chance to continue on the offensive end here. Bond off the pass, catch, hoop. No, as he had Wells right on his edge. West Holmes back on the attack. Wells against Bond. Little body up there. Still went down the lane, and they'll call Bond again. And I thought Wells was out of control a little bit. Bodied up. Bond bodied up with him a little bit, and Caleb will pick up his 3rd.
Well, a little makeup call for not getting Bond on the first time that Wells tried to take him to the hole. Because there was definitely a push off there by Bond.
Might have shuffled his feet. It looked like Wells was forcing it, and he does so here again. Kick out. Morrison left side. He'll attack. Shot rejected by Jeffrey into the hands of Bond. So 1-on-1, takes it to the hoop. Floater up and good. Caleb Bond. 8 points tonight. The Cats back to within 3. 6:15 left. Bobcats just got to come up with a stop and a make back-to-back.
And you see the difference in defensive pressure, right? Cambridge is letting West Holmes do whatever they want to, never pressuring the
Deep
ball.
3 by Wells. Rims it in and out. Over the back by Wolfie. Yeah, they didn't call him the first time, but when he finally locked Bond to the ground, they did call Mason Wolf. His first, team's 3rd. And now the Bobcats a chance to tie or take the lead once again. 5:58 left. Yeah, you're right. The Bobcats giving space. They're dribbling around.
Yep.
Cambridge, there you can't hardly breathe.
No.
Morrison on Bond. Backdoor cut to Campbell, and they'll lay it up and in. And I don't think anybody saw that one coming. The shortest guy out there, Caleb Campbell, ties it up or gets the Cats within 1 and then comes up with a loose ball. And now they're going to call Xander Schultz with the foul, his 3rd, and the team's 4th. And the Bobcats are going to get possession back down a point, 32-31. And now West Holmes coach Don Hall says, we need to calm down. I'm taking a TO. We will too. 5:37 left in the game. Cats down a point. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Most of us are faced with uncertainty every day. Your job, your finances, sporting events, schooling for your children, and so much more. With so much uncertainty surrounding you, there's one auto dealership that you can be certain about, and that's Doan Ford. You can be certain that you'll always get a great deal and the best service afterwards. In business for nearly 60 years has given Doan Ford the reputation of being a strong, reliable dealership. Be certain. Choose Doan Ford. Online at DoanFord.com.
Ford Court 32-31 at the Cats Flair. 5:37 left. The Knights have led 99% of the time tonight. Cambridge has
So
got
you're
a
saying there's
lead.
a chance?
Oh, yeah. If the only lead that counts is the one at the end.
That's right. That's right. Well, if Cambridge wants to have that lead at the end, they're going to have to start putting some defensive pressure on the ball, and they're going to have to play better half-court offense.
Zimmerly kind of keeping loose down in the corner there with 4 fouls. And now the Bobcats a chance to take the lead once again. Caleb Campbell's come in and given the Bobcats some minutes and some points.
Definitely been a spark off of the bench tonight, this second half.
Inbounds it to Bond. Morrison on him off the high pick. Cats will reverse. Back to Moore. Now Bond swings it. Campbell feeds it to the corner. Parsons. And the Cats will work it back out on top.
And again, more pressure by Schultz. Clear past the volleyball line.
Finds Bond, right corner. Skip pass across. Campbell 3. Left corner. Cha-ching! Caleb Campbell 5 in the period. And the Bobcats' biggest lead tonight, 2.
So you're saying there's a chance.
There's a chance.
Soupy coming off the bench, and he has definitely been a spark here in this second half.
Soup. Schultz faked himself out that time with his move and nearly lost the ball again. Proper off the dribble and does dribble it off his foot near half court. Tapped into the backcourt, picked up by Wells. West Holmes now. Wells with the ball in his hand, and he wants to back things up and do something with it. Gives it up right side, Proper. Campbell giving him no space off the dribble. Attacks the hoop, and they'll call the foul on Caleb Campbell. His second, team's fifth, and Zimmerly with 4 checks back in. Proper will step out. Check that Wolf will take a seat. And a timeout taken by the Bobcats. 4:22 left to go, 34-32 Cambridge on top at this break. We'll be back right after this.
In your time of need, will you be happy with your cut rate car insurance? Will you have the coverages you need? Valentine Insurance is dedicated to protecting you and your family when you need it. As an independent insurance agency, we have partnered with many reputable insurance companies who even have local claims adjusters to provide you with unbeatable service. Are you going to trust a talking lizard to help you with your claim? Really? Don't let this happen to you. Trust the professionals at Valentine Insurance. Call 994-1776.
Ford Court Cats with a 2-point lead, 4:22 left to go in the ball game. Bobcats need to stop, extend it, lead a little bit. Cambridge has not been able to relax yet tonight, but this is pretty typical. We call them the blue-collar team. They just have to work hard for everything they get when they get a W. I don't know if we'll see them win by 15 at any point this year, but
that's probably going to be pretty tough to come by.
Tough to come by.
Right, for sure. And one thing to keep your eye on here, that's the third timeout already for Cambridge. With still 4:22 to go, they've got 2 left. West Holmes still has 4, but keep that in mind. If it starts to get out of hand, Coach Pertusic's going to get in trouble with only 2 timeouts left.
Proper lobs it into Zimmerly, and he'll hand it off to Chandler Wells, who has 3 fouls. West Holmes early tonight has tried to pound it inside to get it in there again to Morrison, and he got the defense airborne, went up and underneath, and Blake Morrison, 5'9" senior, back to the line where he's 2 of 2 tonight. He's hit 2 threes and 2 free throws. And he had 2 free throws coming up here. That foul on Jeffrey, his first, team's 6th. And Morrison makes it a 1-point game. This one for the tie is up, in and out, no good. And Moore steps in and pulls down the rebound for the Cats. They maintain the 1-point advantage halfway through this fourth period. Moore steps out with Wells on him. To Jeffrey. Backdoor cut inside, wide open Parsons. I don't know how Jeffrey got it through there, but Cole Parsons with the catch. That's either one of those no.
Oh,
nice pass.
Great job. Yeah, Cole was happy he got her through there.
3-point Bobcat lead. Parsons out on Schultz. Over to Zimmerly. Proper. Back to Wells. 3.5 left. Now will the Knights lose some poise here? They haven't been behind all night. Morrison hard down the lane. Kicks it out. Wells will take it to the hoop. Got the defense in the air. Tries to go up underneath and got fouled. And if that's on Bond, that's number 4. And it is.
Yeah, his 4th of the second half even. He went into half with no fouls.
Yeah, I think, Coach Pertusa's got to leave him, doesn't he? 3:17 to go.
Well, if you're going to take him out, it's going to be a quick burner, that's for sure. But going on the offensive end here, you definitely want him in the game.
Wells knocks the first one in. 36-34, 36-35 with the second make. Bobcats on top, and Bond stays in, handling the rock. Morrison picks him up at half court. Swings it to Moore. Trying to get it over the top. Stolen away by Wells. Up ahead, Morrison will lay it up and in. And just like that, West Holmes back on top by a point.
And that's the problem with starting your offense clear at the volleyball line. If the ball gets tipped, it's an easy bucket the other way.
Jeffrey splits defenders. Goes down the lane. Tries to go up underneath. That kick out, nearly stolen. Parsons will attack. Kick out to Moore. Open 3. That one off the mark. And the rebound comes right back into the hands of Campbell, pounding the boards, and he got fouled. And that one on Morrison, his second, team's 5th. So
and Soup's 3rd rebound here in the second half.
For a 5'9" guy, that you don't expect him to get inside the arc when he comes in.
He usually doesn't, but he's playing aggressive tonight.
Inbound out on top to Parsons. Over to Moore. Back to Campbell.
See what I mean? Look at that pressure out here. If that gets tipped, it's an easy layup the other way.
Chest to chest out on top. Bond takes it down in low. Pass it back to Bond in the corner. Trying to skip it across the lane, and Morrison there with the steal. Proper pull up, open 3, takes it, no good. And Parsons makes it one and done for the Bobcats. And West Holmes, I tell you what, they're going to take a shot anytime there's nobody in their face.
The 7th 3-ball so
High
far for
post
Crawford
feed to
tonight.
Parsons. Back to Bond. Floater. Kiss it off the glass and in. His 10th of the night. And the Bobcats will lead it 38-37. Just under 2 left. We'll take a quick 30 and be back right after this.
Most of us are faced with uncertainty every day. Your job, your finances, sporting events, schooling for your children, and so much more. With so much uncertainty surrounding you, there's one auto dealership that you can be certain about, and that's Doan Ford. You can be certain that you'll always get a great deal and the best service afterwards. In business for nearly 60 years has given Doan Ford the reputation of being a strong, reliable dealership. Be certain. Choose Doan Ford. Online at DoanFord.com.
Back at G4, 38-37 Bobcats. At 1:56 remaining to set things here. The possession arrow favors the Knights. They will be in the bonus on the next Bobcat foul. And Cambridge only has 1 timeout left.
I said it a couple minutes ago. It's
4
come back to get them.
4 for the Knights. And Caleb Bond will stay on the floor with 4 fouls. And
thought Coach Pertusa was calling that to get Bond a quick breather, and since they're going to be on defense, but he's still in the game.
Wells and Morrison in the backcourt as the Bobcats bring some passive pressure to slow it down a little bit. Back to Wells. The Knights have 1 field goal in this 4th period and 4 free throws. Bobcats have knocked down 5 field goals, including a 3, and have the lead right now by a point. Schultz, he'll step back and launch a three. That one no good. Bond had the rebound, and they'll call the foul on Proper. Schultz looking for somebody to pass it to. Thought, well, nobody's open. I might as well just shoot it. And that was well outside the arc. And we've seen the impatience of the night tonight a couple of times give Cambridge some stops where they haven't made the Bobcats work too hard for it. Inbound to Bond. He'll beat Wells, race it up the floor, find Campbell. Back to Bond. Through a double team, down the lane, puts up the floater yet. Caleb Bond catching fire at the right time. Cats on top by 3, 113 and counting. And now the Knights.
Big defensive stop here by Cambridge. If they could put the pressure on them here and Morrison stop,
turns it over to Bond. And
that's huge because now West Holmes is going to have to foul.
And Bond gives it right back. No, they'll call the reach in. As he tried to step over, cross it through, and they'll call the reach-in foul on Chinner Wells, and that's his 4th, and it puts the Bobcats at the line 1-1, and that will be Caleb Bond's opportunity.
Yeah, and that's the key. That's why that defensive stop was so huge, because now it puts the pressure on them. They're going to have to foul to shorten this game up.
On 0 for 2 at the line tonight. Not this time, my friend. Knocks it down. And we'll get the bonus point. Cats with their biggest lead of the night, 4-point with 58 seconds to go. Free throw number 2. Crawls it in. Merry Christmas to you. Bobcats up 5. They have not led most of the night. Wells out on top. Off the shake and bake. Pull up from 15. Can't get it to go. Rebound. Morrison trying to go back up underneath, and Davian Jeffrey hacked him. And with 45, Morrison will shoot 2. Just that Jeffrey's 2nd, team's 8th. Morrison tonight has not missed a free throw till that one. I don't believe that was his first miss, don't you?
No, he actually missed the one right before that one, yep.
I colored it in anyway, and I don't know why, but he made the second one there, and it is a 4-point Cambridge game. Nearly stolen away, indeed it is. Nope, they'll say it hit the backboard. And the officials will discuss. That ball was tapped, and then it went up under the basket and hit the back of the backboard now.
Well, he stopped it, so he's going to say it hit the back, but it looked like it hit underneath to me.
Yeah, once you blow the whistle and stop it.
Right. If it hit the back of it, it would have bounced back towards the wall. That's exactly right. That means that ball's in play. Underneath. You saw the ball came directly down. It means
it's Cambridge ball. Bobcats get a break here.
And it should. That's the proper call. Actually, he shouldn't have called anything.
Right, let it play.
That's in play. It did not hit the back of the backboard.
43 on the clock. Cats ahead 42-38 and facing pretty good full court pressure. And with the 1 timeout left, they get it into Moore. He'll get trapped in the corner, nobody to go to. And the Cats will burn that final timeout. 39 and a half seconds left. We will keep it here. Woo! What a way to start the holiday. Today, school got out today, and we got a barn burner tonight.
Yeah, that's the way you want it to be, right? That is the officials should just have let that ball go, because the backboard underneath and around is in play. If it's in the back of the backboard, if it hits the back of the backboard or anything on top, right? The wires, the poles, anything like that, then it's out of play.
So let's reset here. 42-38, Bobcats with a 4-point lead and possession. Both teams now in the bonus. The possession arrow is favoring the Knights, but if the Bobcats can inbound it and kick the ball quick enough, they're going to have to foul.
Right, that's the key. You have to be able to set a really good pick down here to be able to get open. Somebody's got to get open.
Cambridge has no timeouts left.
Correct.
And West Holmes does have 4, so this game could get extended for a while here. But the key for the Bobcats is get the ball inbound.
You got to be able to get the ball in bounds. And realistically, it doesn't matter who it goes to. You want it to get it in Bond's hands, your best free throw shooter, I get it. But at this point, it's more important just to get the ball in.
Parsons on the inbound. Gets it into Bond, right through his hands and then out of bounds, and that will be a Bobcat turnover.
Exactly the opposite of what you wanted to have happen.
Well, Parsons had Jeffrey coming down from half court, and that was his guy, but he didn't see him as he came down the sideline. So 37 left on the clock, inbounded to Wells in the backcourt. He caught it right at the timeline, and he'll take it to the hoop, lay it up, no good. Rebound back to Jeffrey, and they'll call the jump ball as Morrison right there to time up, and it will stay in the hand of the Knights with 29 on the clock.
Good call there. There was no contact. He waited till Jeffrey turned around, and then he went in and grabbed the ball.
Morrison on the inbounds, taps it in, gets it back, shoots it, no good. Rebound, out of bounds, off of the Knights. Boy, Morrison that time quickly inbounded it, got it right back.
A great look at it.
Had a point-blank look. Cats get it into Jeffrey. Right back to Parsons. Looks for the reverse, has Bond in the backcourt. Double there, and he got hammered by Morrison with 18. If Morrison could have held up a second, Cats were going to face a 10-second call.
Yeah, they're stuck with no timeouts. They had that 10-second for sure.
So it's still a 4-point margin. Morrison picks up his third. With 18.5 left, the Bobcats will vacate the line here, and Bond, who just made 2 for 2, is 2 for 4 at the line tonight. 75% coming in on the season. Front end right here is a big one, and it is ice water.
Nothing but net.
Wow.
That's huge.
Just picked it up and flipped it up
problem.
there. 5-point Bobcat lead. And a second one forthcoming. And that one, an instant replay of the first. Cambridge with their biggest lead of the night by 6. Wells pull up 3, top of the key, short rim, got his own rebound, puts it back up, and the Cats
got away with
on the reach in. Davian Jeffrey standing there with his, he said, with his hands straight up in the air.
Yeah, he's really lucky that ball didn't go in. That's a huge.
And Wells will shoot 2, and he is 2 for 2. This quarter, West Holmes has only made 1 field goal. And Wells' free throw is their 5th point at the line. And the Knights will take one of those remaining timeouts. They still got 3 in their pocket with 10.6 seconds to go.
Well, down 5.
You're thinking
there's not a 5-point shot.
No, you got to make. You got to make it 4, get a steal and a shot quickly.
Right. So, there's no reason to miss this shot now, right, on purpose.
No, you got to be thinking, you wouldn't try to miss it on purpose.
No,
that
because
help
you got to have 2 possessions anyway.
Yeah, amazingly, the Bobcats in this period, their best quarter of the night, came into the 4th period down 28-27, and have jacked it up a bunch of times here.
Yeah, they're actually 6 for 8, 75% in the quarter. The Cats are from the field.
10 of 16 points as that point goes in for Wells. 10 of Bond 16 in this 4th quarter, and they'll get it into Bond again, and Morrison again on the reach in, picks up his 4th, will walk the walk, 44-40 with 9.5 to go. And Bond will have 2 more free throws, or actually
just
another one.
Hopefully 2 more for Caleb.
Yeah.
But he earned that foul because he got hit pretty hard there by Morrison.
Bond, front end right here, flips it up, did not get it to go. 4-point lead. Wells dribbles across the timeline, picks it up, fires it over to Schultz. He'll launch the 3, off the mark. Rebound Jeffrey, and that will close it out. The Bobcats hang on, actually come from behind, and then hang on. 44-40. Your final score is the Bobcats trailed at the end of every period tonight, except the final one.
The one that counted, buddy.
The one that counts. And the Cats see their season record extend to 3-2. staying undefeated here at Gene Ford Court. And West Holmes in their opener now will fall to 0-1. Once again, our final tonight, 44-40 Bobcats with the W. We'll take a break. We'll get our stats, scoring, and comments in order and be back with those things right after these things.
I was sitting in my car and it wouldn't start. I lifted the hood and the engine was falling apart. What would I do? My eyes filled with tears. Then on the radio I heard of West 40 by Pay here, where for a little money down and a little each week, I could have a car, nice, shiny, and sleek. So I walked in the door and I put the money down. Now I got a nice car that I can drive around. West 40 by Pay here will help rebuild your credit. The corner of Dewey and Route 40 in Cambridge, don't you forget it.
West 40 Auto Sales, corner of Route 40 and Dewey Avenue in Cambridge, is home of a guaranteed credit approval, with most loans approved while you wait. Go to their website to fill out an online loan application, west40autosales.com. You'll also find their weekly special listed there.
Hello, I'm Raymond Shriver with ABC Communications.
And I'm Maxine Shriver. On behalf of my little sisters, Denver and Waverly, we want to wish everyone a very Merry Christmas.
And a Happy New Year. And on behalf of ABC Communications, I want to thank all of our advertisers this year for all their support.
Merry Christmas.
Can you say Merry Christmas, Denver?
Uh-huh. Merry Christmas.
It's Regift December time again at Jet Auto Group. This is Ed Ansel, and regifting is a good thing. Think about buying a pre-owned vehicle? It's regifted.
This is Tom Loftman. We also have a new gift with every vehicle we sell right up till Christmas Eve. How would a 55-inch TV look under your tree?
Or a Kindle Fire, or a $25 Visa gift card. This is Jordan Campbell, and you know we won't tell if you regift that too. It's our way of saying Merry Christmas from Jet Auto Group on East Wheeling Avenue in Cambridge.
Feeding the world takes the work of a farmer. Patrons Buckeye Mutual, your local Grinnell Mutual member insurance company, tips our hat to those who help ensure that we can all eat tomorrow. We are proud to offer the coverage farmers need to keep growing. So we're taking a moment to say thank you for planning our future. Trust in farming. Trust in Patrons Buckeye Mutual. Trust in tomorrow. Contact your Patrons Buckeye agent today at 638-3604. Trust in Tomorrow is a registered trademark of Grinnell Mutual Reinsurance Company.
The Guernsey County Courthouse Holiday Light Show continues tonight at the Guernsey County Courthouse in Cambridge with extended hours from 5:30 p.m. until 11 p.m. Each hour features a wide variety of music, including children's, contemporary, and traditional Christmas favorites. Catch the Holiday Light Show nightly through New Year's Day, made possible with support from the Guernsey County Commissioners, the Guernsey County Visitors and Convention Center, Dickens Victorian Village, the City of Cambridge, and ABC Communications. Check it out tonight.
Welcome back to Gene Ford Court post-game wrap-up. Cats with the W tonight, 44-40 in come-from-behind fashion. Cambridge trailed at the end of one period tonight, 12-7, 16-15 as the Cats would get closer by halftime, but not on top. Take a brief lead in the third period, only to see that one taken back as they trailed by one heading into the fourth period, 28-27. But the only lead that really counts is the final one, and the Cats able to battle back in that fourth period, take the lead and hold on 44-40. The final of Cambridge outscoring the Knights down the stretch 17-12. Caleb Bond playing with 4 fouls down the stretch, a huge fourth quarter as he struggled to get on the board, did not score in the first period, had 4 at halftime, and Cambridge's leading scorer finally getting on track in that fourth period. Actually through 3 periods tonight, Caleb only had 6, but in that fourth period got to the line, knocked down 4 of 5 there, and 3 field goals as he took it down the lane, kissed it sweetly off the glass. We ought to have a Hershey's Kiss Award for that shot. I'm telling you what, that is a sweet-looking shot using the glass. Most people forgot the glass exists anymore, don't
Right,
they?
yep.
Caleb on tonight, but as well as Caleb played, especially down the stretch, we would be reminiscent. I'm not reminiscing. I
Remiss.
said remiss is the word I was looking for. I'm still excited about this one. This is a good start to the holiday season. Big Bobcat win at home. They get to 3-2 on the season to kick things off for us here. But how about Caleb Campbell, the soup man, off the bench? 5 points, several rebounds, made a couple of key plays. Probably earned himself a little additional playing time in the future.
And he hustles. He's always going to give it his best, give it his all, and he came through there with 2 really big clutch baskets.
Individual scoring tonight for the Bobcats shakes out like this. Caleb Bond with 16. As we said, only 6 at halftime, but he got on the way. Actually, only 6 through 3 periods. 8 for Caden Moore, who found that long-range touch tonight, knocked down a couple of threes, finishes with 8. 7 for Cole Parsons. He dropped a couple of threes in the first half as well for the Bobcats, or 1 3, I should say. And as we said, Campbell off the bench with 5. 4 for Parker Long, a scrappy night for him. Jonas Stanberry, 4 as well. I got the Cats 6 of 10 at the line tonight, knocking down 4 threes as well.
That is correct.
Okay, that's good to know.
We're on the same page there.
Okay.
I'm still trying to crunch, but yes. So from a shooting percentage standpoint, I'm not going to bore you with first half, second half, and all that good stuff. But for the game, Cambridge shot almost 55%, which is really what they shot in the first half. So they were right there, first half, second half, about the same. The difference being really from that three-point line, Cambridge did not force threes all game. They shot 40% from threes, which is a huge improvement from their season average. But the difference was West Holmes was only 4 for 18 from beyond the arc at 22%. So that was a big part of why they only shot 32% for the game.
Bobcats got a lot of inside-out look for threes that you love to get those and step into them.
Yep.
West Holmes, I thought, on the other hand, they took a lot just off the dribble.
Right, yeah, they didn't have that inside-out game at all. They had guys that just wanted to launch it, and this early in the season, that's pretty tough to do unless, you're a Morrison who can set his feet and shoot like that. Like, a couple of those guys, only hit a shot or two, and they took 9, 10 shots. Just not on the mark. Proper only hit 1 of 9 and 1 3-pointer. I'm sorry, 2 of 9. 1 was a 3-pointer. Schultz, who was kind of out of control there all night, hit 1 of 9. So, guys that I would guess that they've got free reign to take the ball and get it to the hole or put it up because they can typically make it. Tonight maybe just had a bad night.
And it's early in the season, as we said, for West Holmes, their first game competition in basketball of the season. So and it showed a little bit. They were a little bit rough.
Yeah.
That team is pretty athletic, and the way they play defense, they're going to get a lot better as the season goes on.
Absolutely going to compete for sure if they play defense like that.
Knights tonight led by a couple of seniors. Blake Morrison kicking in a couple of threes, 4 or 6 at the line. He finished with 12. Shanner Wells, 12 as well, 4 of 4 at the line for him. 5 for Zevin Proper off the bench, 2 for Xander Schultz, 6 for Corbin Felton. Brock Zimmerly hit the first shot of the night, a 3-ball, and had nothing after that. 8 of 10 at the line and 4 threes for West Holmes tonight as they start the season at 0-1. Good home win for the Bobcats to kind of get things going here and start the holiday season off in true fashion. And now it's a long time of basketball that teams are going to have a chance to get in the gym and do a lot of shooting and work on drills and address those things that, for the Cats now 5 games in, they've made some progress in a couple of those things we mentioned early tonight, trying to reduce the number of turnovers. That didn't work out as well tonight. They didn't have 27 like they did early in the season.
No, but they had 17.
Yeah.
So
and that led to this game being a lot closer maybe than it needed to be. But credit West Holmes and the way they play defense.
Yeah, and so that Christmas break is really going to benefit West Holmes. I mean, Cambridge football's been over a little bit longer than West Holmes has, but those football players just got to practice a week ago. You know, they took a week off and they were in there for a week. So their Christmas break, they're going to get up a lot of shots, and obviously they're not shy about shooting anyway.
No, they're not.
So their legs are going to get under them here in the next couple of weeks, and if they continue to play defense like that, they are going to be a terror as this season goes on. I mean, Coach Hall won 16 games last year, 16-7, and knocked out of the tournament by the Cats. Cambridge, on the other hand, I think something needs to happen with that half-court set. Everybody that you play knows that Caleb Bong's going to be your guy, and he's got to have the ball. I get it. Everybody's going to know that. It's not that difficult to figure out. However, you just can't start offenses out at the volleyball line. You saw it several times. Ball's going to be tipped. You know, there's going to be pressured, and he's going to cut to the hole instead, and the guy throws it to where he thought he was going to be. You're going to have a ton of turnovers out here, and those turnovers out here are huge because they always lead the points the other way.
Well, and the Cats got some points tonight inside out when they got the ball inside, but they just don't have a post player that you're going to get that post feed a lot to get that opportunity. They're getting those opportunities when Bond can get to the hoop and dish off or finish, which he did very well late in the game tonight, just about on his season average with 16. But I think when you can sit back and go back and look at this game again and reflect on the things that Cambridge did well, shot it pretty well as a team.
Right.
Free throw shooting can improve, although tonight 6 of 10 is better than it has been.
Right.
3-point shooting much better than it has been. And against a team that probably plays as good a man-to-man defense as you're going to face against anybody all year, you handled it pretty well. You could get better. I don't think Cambridge was prepared for a lot of those jump traps as they came at them, and they panicked a little bit on that.
Most of those turnovers were forced. However, there were 4 or 5 of them that were just not good decisions, right? So that's what you have to clean up. You know, 17 turnovers is way too many, but if you knock 4 or 5 off of that, you're going to understand that, okay, we're going to give up 10 turnovers to a really good defensive team. That happens. But you can't build upon that by making bad passes that are unforced. So
hey, it's a long break for basketball. Coaches love it because now you got all day to be in the gym if you need to.
Yeah.
You can work with kids individually. You know, there's a lot of things going on there, team building and so forth to try to bring the team a little closer together, and all of those things you hope make your team better when you turn the new year around, and there you get after it. So the Cats 3-2 here, a quarter of the way through the season, and have played particularly hard and well at home. And we got a lot of games coming up. They play again tomorrow night on the road again on the road Tuesday, a game we'll have, and then the following week after the Christmas break, another couple of quick games, including another local rivalry with Meadowbrook and John Glenn and the Catfish Challenge. So if you wonder who's playing when and if we're carrying it, just check out our website at yourradioplace.com. We got the whole schedule there. And all you got to do is click on the link, and you'll be able to see it, watch it, hear it, or come to the game.
Yeah, we'd like to see it here, too, but if you can't make it,
we're here.
We're okay with you tuning in to us.
We're always here.
Hey, big game tomorrow for the Cats. You know, tonight was a big win with the adversity that they faced. Tomorrow's team, Shady Side's a good team. If you can remember, they came here last year and played us really tough. We squeaked it out, absolutely.
Yeah, some athletes.
And they're down a couple players because of some injuries, but they're still going to be very tough.
Final score tonight, 44-40. Bobcats in come from behind fashion with their 3rd win of the season. We want to thank our sponsors one more time: Papa John's, Jet Auto, Doane Ford, West 40 Auto Sales, WB Green Insurance, Abel's Electric, Southeastern Med, Patrons Buckeye Mutual Insurance, Valentine Insurance, Beth A. Glass, and our compadres in the booth tonight, Brett Klein, Christian Mills. They took care of all the video side. That was fantastic. If you watch, you know. And back at the station, Brandon, expert engineer in-house, taking care of keeping us on the air there.
Making us look good, maybe sound good.
If they turn the camera off, we want to thank those of you that joined us tonight. Something's going to happen here. We got cheerleading.
Looks to be some cheerleading tomorrow.
They're rolling out the mats, getting that going. But Bobcat basketball team at home tonight with the W. Thank you for joining us. For the entire AVC sports team, I'm Bill Kafuri. Cats with a W tonight, 44-40, the final. Till next week, good night, everyone.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Doan Ford, West 40 Auto Sales, WB Green Insurance, Southeastern Med, Patrons Buckeye Mutual Insurance, Valentine Insurance, Bethany Glass CPA, and Papa John's Pizza. This has been a presentation of ABC Sports.